All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. Dave says not worth the risk to give compliments. Chris says easy on the wrong end of every argument this week. All right. I'm trying to catch up on the comments. I know this is a lot. Aram says this is an example of Eric being mean to Kenny for no reason. He said that he wasn't even mad at me. I wasn't being mean to Kenny. I didn't call him stupid or anything. All I did was talked about what he did. And that was, he said, hey, baby, hey, you're cutie patootie. Hey, man, what do you think about these compliments? All right. Stevie says, nope. I don't remember what I was asking. The devil within is Team Kenny. Joe Martinez says, I cannot give women compliments because of my hot Latino blood. They think I want something from them. Chris is Team Kenny. Okay, so Chris, that other person I just mentioned, the devil within, Maureen, they will walk up to anyone or be in a chat and they will say, you're so attractive, and that's okay. And if someone says that to them, that is not a problem. That is a good thing. All right. So I think it's split fairly even. Okay? Tophus says the amount of women who have been sexually harassed, assaulted out there is way more than people think. Just don't roll the dice on it. Fuck that noise. Yeah, I don't want to read into it too much. I think that's kind of like unpacking a different layer, but I that's definitely not what was going on. I can't say that. I don't want to even go down that road. I'm just telling you how it looked as written down, how I interpreted it, and I wouldn't risk rolling the dice if it's such a mixed bag of responses, I would keep it professional or just nice to meet you, gregarious and affable, as opposed to commenting on someone's person. That's just my personal preference. I am of the opinion that it doesn't matter who it is. If someone right away does what Kenny did, I'm like, yeah, too much. Ooh, too much. That's what I would do. And then Kenny says, go fuck you. Go fuck yourself for that. All right. Now, Jimmy is, he's going to be the asshole of the day. Without a doubt. Jimmy is the asshole of the day. He will upstage Pooh Bear yesterday. David says no comments is a safe way to go. Tophus says, but you don't know if said stranger is going to react well to it or be creeped out. Yeah, that's right. I wouldn't roll the dice. Saying someone has a nice smile is so much worse than following a kid in your backyard as he mows the lawn and asking him if he wants to swim. That is such bullshit, okay? Are you suggesting that letting the neighborhood kids swim in the pool is some type of horrific thing, like Mr. McGregor, like I'm going to spill paint on the kids and then take pictures of them when they're nude? Fake Freebeer says the only people in the chat that have a problem with what Kenny said, are all men. I don't know if that's true. I know for sure Rebecca did not think it was okay. So that's not true. I mean, let's face it. There's only 40 people here. I would say it's pretty much 50-50 at this point. Chris says also the first one to call Kenny out was Stevie. All right. I think this has been a fair deconstruction about all of what has happened. I think that I can even chalk this up to all of this. Megan says you could call Jimmy. You should call Jimmy. Why? Why would you want me to call Jimmy? He got beat up. He deserves a call. No. I don't understand that. Jimmy's not cogent at times. It's nearly impossible to talk about him or talk to him when he isn't fucking fried and frazzled. He just got the shit beat out of him. And if I get him on, he's just going to be going, he can't even talk when he hasn't been beat up. He's not even going to be able to get 5 words out. Megan says, I don't want Jimmy to feel bad. Look, all I know is that he didn't feel bad when he said what he said. So, what the fuck? He didn't feel bad then? He's only feeling bad because I saw it? That's bullshit. Come on now. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. Are you telling me that when I do what I do, I have to then go and call people up and say, hey, do you feel bad? No, fuck that shit. He said it. He's going to have to live with it. Just like Kenny. He's living with it. He's living with the fact that he said to that lady, oh, I just love you. You're just so pretty. Your eyes and your hair will give you follow. And then you bring it up with him and he's like, ah, fuck you. See, that's living with it. He's living with it. I applaud that. If Jimmy feels bad, fuck that shit. Tofus says, I got asshole of the day a few weeks ago. I didn't throw a fit and leave. Exactly. Fuck this shit. If somebody gets the shit kicked out of them, you earn that shit. Come on now. Maureen says, but Kenny and Jimmy both feel bad, and that makes me feel bad too. Well, fuck you too. Tough shit. That's the way it goes. Holy fuck. This is amazing, okay? All I did was wade in on what one guy said to fucking make her feel bad, or could, I take that back, it seemed creepy. I just brought that up. Another guy talks about my daughter's tits. God damn it. Another guy talks about my daughter's tits. And you assholes want me to call these fucking people up and say, I was like, you feel bad? I don't want you sad for one. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Fuck that. Oh, what a crock of shit. When have I ever done that? God damn. If I ever get to a point in my career where I crack on somebody with a couple rights, lefts, and uppercuts, and then I go, oh, I'm so sorry. Fuck my butt. I'm out. I'm cashing in my goddamn chips at the window. No. There is no fucking way I'm ever going to do that shit. You got Jack Off A being a goddamn creep. You got Jack Off B being a goddamn predator. All I do is point it out. And then you losers are telling me to call these twats and say I'm sorry. Are you okay? So stupid. What a crock of shit. All right, I got to take a leak. I need to regroup. Jesus Christ. Hang on. Hello. Welcome back. Jeremy writes, I still can't get over the thought process of asking a grown man how his daughter's tits are doing. Yeah, there was a lot of levels to that, a lot of layers. The out of the blue randomness of it is huge. The reasoning behind it, the absurdity of it, and it's just gross. It's just gross. Yeah, I'm going to need a little time away. It's probably good that I don't call Jimmy, because then I'd probably actually get mad. Corey is here. I need to go back and watch this one. Yeah, there's a lot. And hey, Starman was asking about the Discord. Okay, so maybe put the Discord info in the chat or tell people how to find it, because I don't even know how. I've been on it, and then I wasn't. And then I found myself like, I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. So Corey, thank you for being here. Corey says, I am no longer an admin. After Hurricane Ashley had her hissy fit, I took away my own admin abilities. Oh, all right. Well, never mind. Jimmy says, so I get no chance to defend myself. Great idea. Great idea. But you got to get your thoughts together. I'll call you. But if you could maybe not hem and haw like you're retarded. Because this is still a show.
Hello.
Is this Jimmy?
Yeah. What's going on over there?
You know, just riding around. Get in.
Yeah, the reason I said that was because you had mentioned 2 years ago when Jackie got married, it was, and you were talking about how much snow there was, and it just dawned on me that was the time when she had that procedure, and you were talking about how she lifted her shirt to you, so I just thought it would just be one of those slipping in funny little comments. I wasn't actually thinking about her like that. You know what I mean? I was just trying to kind of slip in a little zinger that you would just get a quick kick out of. I had no intention of upsetting everybody.
Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I just can't you read a room that
A room?
I mean, no. It's a figure of speech. Can you read the room that, I mean, it would seem so out of place. It wouldn't help you in any way. It would be taken poorly. No one can peek inside your brain.
Right.
To establish any type of context. So, exactly. I mean, even if you had written, that was at about the time when blah, 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 blah. And then even then, it's still a little weird to ask about my daughter's boobs. But you don't do that. You just say, hey, how's your daughter's tits? And that's why everybody was like mortified and why you look so bad.
Well, first of all, don't change the context of the wording. I used the word boobs, not tits.
Okay.
That's disgusting. I was just trying to be cute and funny. I know it's all right. So that came out of left field. I apologize for that. I really wasn't trying to. I wasn't sitting here thinking about your daughter like that. It's just, this type of show and this audience. I feel like I know everybody, and they know that I'm kind of silly and stupid.
Yeah.
But and I put my foot in my mouth.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I apologize.
I know. I know.
I love you guys.
I know you do, and I'm not the type that would begrudge you for any length of time. I wouldn't. I would simply just beat you up like I did and then move on. That's the extent of it.
Oh yeah, no, then that's fine.
Okay, well then why did you say I have to call you?
Well, because I really couldn't tell. I was really hoping. I don't want you upset over me, especially when it comes to that.
I'm not. I already called you retarded. That's it. And that, I pretty much call it like I see it. And I wasn't planning on. Essentially, this call is an extra step. That's done nothing other than allow me to say silly things. I won't get pissed off about this for any amount of time. And you took your beating, so that's it. And now I'm just saying it on the phone.
Right, I know, but then Megan was like, at the end of last week. Now I'm like, oh my God, all right. I'm like, I need like counseling or something.
Well, you got to take that up with her. I have no idea. That's between you and her. This is something entirely different.
Yes, no, I know, but she just brought it up, and now I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, okay, I gotta. All right.
Oh, now you did it. Now I hope she's not here to hear that. Anyway, she makes it clear in the chat. She writes, I just said you are forgiven, and then she wrote, don't talk about my boobs again. So now you know.
There you go.
There you go. Done and done.
Okay, so at least you get to hear my voice, apologize, and you could move on. I would never.
I wasn't taking it personally, Jimmy. There's not even a reason to apologize. All I did was call you a retard, and then that was it.
Okay, but yeah, I know. It's just, it is your daughter, and that is a little.
That's okay. It's all right. Okay. It's all right. I was just shocked at the out of the blueness of it, and still shocked by it, even after you explained what was going on in your noggin.
Yeah, right. But don't remember, you analyzed Blood Moon 2 and were like, here's his cousin he wants to have sex with. So, see, things get...
You cannot do this. You cannot do this. It is not the same. In the element of me doing a show, it's so different. It has to happen.
I understand.
That's what you're here for.
Yes. I just wanted to.
And at least contextually, and you even said, you go, yeah, she's so hot.
Well, she's a very attractive girl, but I don't want to sleep with her. She's my family.
Oh God! All right. All right. Very good.
You make fun of guys' pants. Ben makes fun of kids with, learning disabilities who sell pumpkins. I just complimented, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's a compliment. Yeah, I think you're better off hanging up at this point.
I think so.
Yeah, I think you are. All right.
Are you doing Ben and Eric tonight? Is that show happening?
Yes, sir. Big Fraud Thursday.
Beautiful. Okay. I'll talk to you guys. I'll apologize again in person.
No, if you apologize, because every time you talk, it takes like 5 hours. So it's okay. She already forgot about it.
I know, but I feel like I have to say it to her face. That's all. That's me.
Okay.
So that's all good. And I look forward to tonight. All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
I interrupted. All right. See you on the show.
Okay, see you. All right. Jimmy said, hey, I didn't get a chance to explain myself, and then said the same goddamn thing. I know. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, after all is said and done, we have an all-timer segment. We can add this to the list of all-timers. Off the top of my head, all-timers are Z-Speed, TV purchase for my dad. Those are both Kenny. Gary from the Men's Warehouse. Retelling of the hot zester with the NFK. And we got to come up with a name for this. Should we call it like the Creepy Kenny incident? That might drive him over the edge. Chris says the hamster story. Kenny and Jimmy Creepy Couples Hour. Kenny and Jimmy being creepy. I love about this, what I love about this the most is I'm sitting here just watching this all unfold. And all I've done is what I've done forever. Describe what my eyes see. And some people are thinking that I did something wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just reading shit. Aram says, was the Bible passage reading debacle on Patreon? That was when Eric rewrote the Bible. I have no memory of it. I can only go based on things I remember, and I don't remember that one. I don't remember what happened in that bit. Rebecca says creepy gate. Corey says Kenny titty talk. No, I don't know. I need to put some type of web poll up on Facebook. Kenny and Jimmy creep off. Yeah, I don't know. In explaining this, Kenny left because he's got things to do, things going on. Corey says, every time Kenny calls in, you need to play the song "I'm a Creep" by Radiohead. Creepergate is good, says Becky. Megan says, I think it needs a question mark because we were debating it if it was all creepy or not. Corey says, you can only work off what you remember, you don't say. Tophus is saying horrible things about Kenny. Cole says you better call Kenny. I don't want to push him over the edge. The Creep song is a parody. I did a parody of of that song about Boring Dean. Okay. Literally, this is the only thing we have talked about to start this show. And the show's like an hour and a half into it. Virtually. I did get a massive donation during all of that from Sarah Rook-Ruck-Roosh. And you are so sweet. I don't want to say the amount. I was saying the amount earlier, but she sent a massive amount of cash along to help for today. That is our first official donation for today for the Great Food Giveaway number 5 with tampons. Venmo at Eric Zaitunian, at Eric-Zaitunian. PayPal at Eric Zane Show, all one word. I think we get this hammered out with the 5s or 10s, honestly. I just posted in the chat the Venmo and the PayPal links, and they will be in the show notes as well. Also, the Amazon wish list for feminine hygiene products. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Chris says, well, you read all the peasants' amounts. LOL. Well, no, there were a few, but in the recent ones, I haven't. Branjo wants me to repost the Amazon wish list again. I thought I did that, but just in case, there it is. It's right under Corey's comment. Okay. For the folks watching on Facebook and YouTube, I'm going to cut you loose. We have another rip-roaring edition of Who Are These Free Beers and the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast today. Looking forward to seeing everybody there, especially after all these fireworks that Kenny and Jimmy produced with just this oddball set of moments. My God. You can join us for free at patreon.com/Eric Zane. That's patreon.com/Eric Zane. You can sign up for free for 7 days. This free podcast is available wherever you download shows. All the words I'm saying right now are made available on all the podcasting platforms each and every day of the week. Subscribe to one of them and download the show each day so you can listen maybe while you're driving, or perhaps you like watching it. That is what Twitch is for. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Now, when you watch on Twitch, if you're a pretty girl, you can get ooh, hey, I like your smile. I'm going to give you a like. And you can go, ooh, yeah. You know I like those sweet nothings. Tell me more. Oopsie doopsie. All right. Email the show, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Email brought to you by Shoreliner Striping. I just kicked the folks out on Facebook and YouTube. The open and live stream of today's show brought to you by Werner Roofing. WERNER roofing.com. Go there, fill out the information, and you will get a free estimate. These are the folks who put the roof on my house. Werner Roofing. They did an outstanding job. Of course, you can finance this high-price item because a roof is expensive, and you can spread out the payments over 10 years. That's what I did, so you barely notice it. So you get the new roof, your home is safe, secure, and you don't have any chances for leaks because of your brand-new roof from Werner Roofing. If you are in West Michigan, this is who you want to call to get a new roof. When it comes to healthcare.gov, open enrollment is going on right now. Have Frank Fuss help you with everything you need. All right? Frank Fuss can help you out. Go to buyinsurancehere.com. That's buyinsurancehere.com for more information. Frank can help you get started with all of the boxes you have to check on healthcare.gov and do it all for you. And you don't really have to do a thing. It's a phone call. It doesn't cost you anything for Frank's services. He will make sure that he gets you into the right policy for you and your family. He can also help you with life insurance, or if you are taking advantage of Medicare or Social Security, Frank helps with all that type of planning. He is a licensed independent insurance agent / broker. If you can just get him to call you back. If you have any trouble, tell me, and I'll whip his ass into shape. But then I'll have to call him and make sure that his feelings aren't hurt. Anyway, buyinsurancehere.com. I've got a realtor. Buy now, refinance later with the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. You can call 231-332-6505. That's 231-332-6505. 05 in West Michigan. Hey, it's your old pal EZ for my latest and greatest sponsor, Uncommon Goods. Wouldn't it be exceptional if you got a gift for that special someone, and when they opened it and took a look at it, they didn't immediately start to forget about it? It's time to up your game and get a fantastic, thoughtful gift with Uncommon Goods. Uncommon Goods, where fantastic artisan-type creators make amazing gifts for you to check out. And it's all in one place, uncommongoods.com. The choices are endless. Go to uncommongoods.com and see what they have to offer. You could get lost on their website just looking at the fantastic gifts, and you'll have to start writing it down. You're like, oh, this person would love this so much. Oh, my gosh. All of your shopping will get done just like that. You're welcome. You'll get lost in a rabbit hole of awesomeness at uncommongoods.com. And when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. Many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out for the holiday season. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go to uncommongoods.com. And if you use my special code, you will get 15% off of your next gift that you purchase. uncommongoods.com/Zane for 15% off. uncommongoods.com/Zane. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary. Let's see. Branjo is going to order some tampons. Thank you. Chris just ordered some. Thank you. Corey is mean. He writes, Jimmy doesn't have the emotional fortitude of a wet paper bag. Sarah says we have 17 boxes of period cups. We need 40. She also says, I identify as a pretty girl with a cute smile. Tophus writes, oh, you're a pretty girl. Tell me about your tits. That's like something if you had a hybrid Kenny Jimmy together. That's what they would say. So much to deal with. You know, honestly, on a day like today, when it's literally handed to me, this is fantastic. Thank you so much. Bob says, to Kenny's credit, you never know what lines will work. Had a friend once that got a girl with the line, nice shoes, wanna fuck. Well, Kenny would argue that that wasn't a line. Kenny would argue that that's just the way it's supposed to be. Go up to a stranger on the street and just tell them how nice their smile is. That's just the way people are. That's not a line, though. That's just niceness. Weird to me. Just struck me as odd. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, let's turn this around. Let's get out of this type of storyline, okay? And talk about something entirely different that, might be kind of a way to cleanse the palate. Okay? It's about this guy who left his kid in a hot car that died, and he's pleading guilty. He's a local guy, and he doesn't want to spend up to 15 years in prison for killing his kid.
Coverage now on the father charged in the death of his toddler who was left in a hot car in Kalamazoo County. Callie Lichter spoke to the prosecutor and the father's attorney about the charges.
Chad Martin appeared here in court today. His attorney says that no consequence could be worse than what happened.
So the attorney's dropping that. It's that old line. He's already been punished. He's already been punished for this. We are asking for no jail time, and he should not be punished. Fuck that, okay? At the end of the day, he may have been punished, but the world wants him punished more. You deserve to get punished more. You need to be punished so that the rest of the world can feel better that you're being punished for killing a baby, you fucking asshole.
What an awful tragedy. Just a terrible thing for everybody involved to have to go through.
Chad Martin turned himself in Wednesday after prosecutors charged him with leaving his son in a car, causing his death.
You engaged in leaving a child in a vehicle resulting in death. This is a felony. This is punishable by up to 15 years in prison.
Documents obtained by 13
That's not long enough. Okay? Unless if you get to prison and you get the 15 years and the rest of the inmates are aware that you killed a kid by leaving him in a hot car. Oh, God, the punishment by the inmates. Oh, God, it'd be so great. You so deserve it, you piece of shit.
Sides say Martin left his 3-year-old son in his SUV while he was at work on a hot August day, forgetting to drop him off at daycare. Finding him dead while he got groceries at a Vicksburg family.
He was supposed to, this is how fucking stupid. Now, this guy can vote like you and I. Asshole every day has to drive his kid, drop him off at daycare, and then go to his job. Except, I think I forgot something today. I can't remember what. Oh, well, fuck it. I'll just go to work. He just goes to work.
Family Fair. Kalamazoo County Prosecutor Jeff Getting says his office worked on a hot August day, forgetting to drop him off at daycare. Finding him dead while he got groceries at a Vicksburg Family Fair.
Okay, so that means he went to work, finished the day, then went to Family Fair, and then realized the kid was crunchy on the outside, tender and juicy on the inside? Is that what I'm understanding?
Kalamazoo County Prosecutor Jeff Getting says his office wanted all the information before charging Martin with the 15-year felony.
We owe it to the system to make sure that before we make a decision, before we draw any conclusions.
This is the prosecutor, and I just can't. I don't like him.
We have all of the information that we need in order to make an informed decision about what the outcome should be.
Martin's attorney, Caleb Grimes, says Martin is heartbroken.
There's nothing the criminal justice system can do to him that's, not going to be worse than the way he already feels about what happened.
Oh, yes, there is. Yeah, there's plenty more. Don't even try that. Attorneys try this all the time. Yeah. It's the rest is going to be easy after this.
He's been beside himself since this happened.
Good.
During conversations, Grimes says Martin turned himself in with the goal of family reunification.
I think his main concern, based on my conversations with him, is, he's willing to take responsibility for, what he actually did in this case.
The investigation into...
Okay. I would like to think that I would never kill myself, but if I killed my kid like this, I'm going to kill myself. That's happening. I'm going to make this so easy on everybody. Okay? Wood chipper head first. That's what I'm doing.
What happened in August took time, but Getting says it allowed officials to make sure nothing was overlooked.
From my standpoint, this was not about...
This guy's got the hot wing Steve gene.
...any sort of intentional delay of the process. It was about making sure that we had all of the information that we needed in order to be confident.
Didn't he say the same thing earlier?
In the decisions we were making about how best to go forward.
Martin will be back in court next month. In Kalamazoo, I'm Callie Lichter, 13 on your side.
Yeah, just end it, okay, big fella? It's over. You blew it. You blew it. Wow. There's no turning this around. There's nothing that can be done here. Some stupid people. Jeremy says it happened in Vicksburg. That explains it all. Vicksburg is way south of the Kalamazoo hard living line. Anything south of I-94 is some rough living. Okay, so I think that might actually be able to hold a little bit. Say, well, I live on the other side of the hard living line. Tophus, yeah, it might be a stretch on this joke. He says, Kenny would try and justify it. What do you mean you can't leave your kids in a hot car to bake? Fuck you guys. Yeah, I can't get behind that joke. Kenny tells him to go fuck himself. Breaking news. Let's move on. I am actually quite pleased that you gave me this, Megan. Apparently, Juicy Smollier's conviction for false hate crime claim is overturned. Bum, bum, bum. The Illinois Supreme Court has weighed in. I don't know how they have said that Jussie Smollett was originally convicted of orchestrating a hate crime in December of 2021. That was obvious, right? I mean, he had the accomplices who ratted him out, who were seen buying all the shit. He made up a fictitious story. Well, the Illinois Supreme Court has overturned that. Wow. Today, we resolve a question about the state's responsibility to honor the agreements it makes with defendants. Okay, there's a lot of legal language using Latin words that I don't know. Charges against Smoulier were originally dropped after Special Prosecutor Kim Fox requested a new inquiry. The Empire Star was convicted on 5 felony counts and later sentenced to 150 days in county jail. The Illinois Supreme Court decided that the special prosecutor's decision to retry Smollett on charges violated his rights. That is a technicality. So when they said, we're originally dropping the charges, oh, no, wait a minute, we are going to charge him, that was the problem. The High Court in Illinois said specifically, we addressed whether a dismissal of a case by nolle prosequi allows the state to bring a second prosecution when the dismissal was entered as part of an agreement with the defendant, and the defendant has performed as part of the bargain. We hold that a second prosecution under these circumstances is a due process violation, and we therefore reverse defendant's conviction. So that's exactly what this is. A technicality. Okay. But interesting nonetheless. Can't go another second without the infamous Dave Chappelle story. What, maybe a couple days before the lid was blown off it, Chappelle was live, and this fantastic moment happened.
Just afraid of being attacked. Happens to the best of us. Don't ever forget what happened to that French actor. You know what I'm talking about? Juicy Smollett. He's a very famous French actor. Y'all never heard of Juicy Smollett? Juicy Smollett is an actor from France. And he became famous on a show called Empire. One night, he was in Chicago late at night and was the victim he was the victim of a racist and homophobic attack. You see, Juicy Smollett is gay and he is black, not just French. Oh, it was a crazy story. Apparently, when he was walking down the street late at night, 2 white men came out of the shadows with MAGA hats on and beat him up. Tied a rope around his neck, called him all kinds of niggas, and put some bleach on him and ran off into the night. This shit was like international news. And everybody was furious, especially in Hollywood. It's all over everybody's Twitter feed and Instagram page. Justice for Juicy and all this shit. The whole country was up in arms. It was talking about it all the time on the news. And for some reason, African Americans, we were like oddly quiet. We were so quiet about this shit that the gay community started accusing the African American community of being homophobic for not supporting him. What they didn't understand is that we were supporting him with our silence. Because we understood that this nigga was clearly lying. None of these details added up at all. He said he's walking down the street in Chicago and white dudes come up to him and say, "Hey man, aren't you that faggot nigger from Empire?" The fuck? Does that sound like how white people talk? I know white people. They don't talk like that. Are you that faggot nigga from Empire? They would never say that. It sounds like something that I would say. If you're racist and homophobic, you're not even gonna know who this nigga is. You can't watch Empire. Black people never feel sorry for the police, but this time we even felt sorry for the police. Can you imagine if you was a police veteran taking this kid's police report? Okay, Mr. Smouillet, please tell me what happened. All right, 2 a.m. You left the house at 2 a.m. It's minus 16 degrees. You were walking. All right. And where were you going? Subway. Sandwiches? That's when the men approached you? Did you see them? Do you have any? Okay, what do they have on? MAGA hats. MAGA hats on in Chicago. Excuse me 1 second, Mr. Smouillet. Frank, come here for a second. Find out where Kanye West was last night.
What a smash. What a great bit. Son of a bitch. Nick says the reenactment video on YouTube is hilarious as well. Chris says, I could listen to him talk about anything. It's true. He even when he's just being serious and just actually talking, just fantastic. Tofa says Chappelle was so far ahead of his time. I would say is. He is so far ahead of his time. Corey says the trans stuff he says is a little much, but everything else is great. Rebecca says she loves him. I like Dave. I don't understand the hate, frankly. Why the hell would you hate Dave Chappelle, for God's sake? Everybody gets made fun of. Come on now. All right. Well, that's interesting. So now Smollett, what does he do now? What has he done? He hasn't done anything, really, since this all, unless I'm just haven't been paying attention. But pretty bizarre to be sure. And now that has been overturned. God bless Forge 3D. Forge 3D is on Facebook. You can reach out to them. I've got a link in the show notes of this podcast. Forge 3D can print anything you want with their 3D printers. Maybe a replacement part, maybe some one-of-a-kind marketing items. You name it, they can print it for you. Start out by reaching out 616-667-7937. That's CEO Tim Stevens' personal number. Call or text 616-667-7937. Online, Forge 3D on Facebook. Recently, they did 3 pieces for 3 separate exhibits at the Frankenmuth Museum. What goes on at the Frankenmuth Museum? How did that one start? Recently, a company in Kentucky reached out to Forge 3D that had built their own nitrogen oxide analyzers for the dive team. Very important piece of equipment. But they needed external pieces printed for those devices. And there wasn't a lot of wiggle room. These things had to be exact. Despite the miles between them, the information was traded between this company in Kentucky and Forge 3D. They were done in 2 days. The parts fit perfectly, and all is well. No divers died. Recently, they had a booth at Granville High School, and contrary to the rumor perpetrated here, there were no ghost guns available. Reach out to Forge 3D, 616-667-7937. If you have a piece of equipment that maybe something broke off of it, like we have an air fryer that the handle broke off. I said, hey, can you make a handle for this? Next thing I know, I've got a brand new handle for the air fryer. Most people just throw the whole thing in the garbage. No. You can have it replaced with a 3D printed part that'll make your life a whole lot easier. Tophus writes, what the fuck is a Frankenmuth? The correct pronunciation is Frankenmuth. That is a community in the area. Well, it's on the other side of the state. Chappelle's show, or Dave Chappelle, did a bit. It's on YouTube, how Jussie Smollett rehearses his attack. Is this Dave Chappelle? I think this is Dave Chappelle. It had been mentioned in the chat. Let's check out what Nick sent along.
Oh my goodness, is that him? Do we have to go now? We have to
right now. Come on, hurry up.
Aren't you the man from the Empire Show? That movie?
Yes. Got a problem?
Yes.
Okay, this is not Chappelle.
I do.
Still funny.
Doing around here.
Guys, come on. The accent. More white, more racist, hillbilly. KKK.
Okay. Hey, nigger. Stop right there.
What are you doing in our town?
They've got scripts.
Aren't you that nigger from Empire?
Yes, I am. I'm the gate Tupac. What's good?
Nigger, what the hell you doing over here?
Get more aggressive. Oh, shit. Rope around his neck. Let me fight back a little bit. Let me fight back.
All right. Ow, that hurt, nigger. What the hell you do? Pour bleach on his nigger ass.
I'm gonna get the water. Hurry up. Please stop doing it, please.
This is MAGA country now, nigger.
You don't belong here. We don't like
your gay seagull ass over here. Don't you ever bring your ass around here, nigger boy, or we'll beat your ass again.
Please don't do it, please.
Hit him one last time to show we're serious. And run away so the cops don't see anything that we already did.
All right. Why? Why me?
By the way, these are all African-American gentlemen that are doing this bit, in case you're wondering.
Why me?
Was that good?
That's good. You guys got Cash App?
No, you told me you were gonna be Venmo.
Venmo? I said Cash App.
Oh, I get the Cash App
You
right
come
now.
Western Union me because I don't have my papers.
Holy fuck. Oh, my God. I just picture Jussie Smollett watching that bit. All right. Jeremy says the only thing decent about Frankenmuth, the Christmas store, and the band that sounds like Led Zeppelin. The Edith Bunker Band. Thank you to Kuiper Tree Care online at kuipertreecare.com. KUIPER treecare.com. KuiperTreeCare.com. You can also reach out via text at 616-828-8225. Trusted business for getting rid of trees at the Eric Zane Show podcast household. Trimming trees, stump grinding. I've had all those services done here. Tree removal, tree pruning, and stump grinding. You may need them for storm cleanup, tree risk assessment, or land clearing even. They do it all. Insured. 3 arborists on staff to make sure all the right decisions are made. They are the best. If you are in West Michigan, reach out to my friends at Kuiper Tree Care. There they are. That's Ben right there. He's the shit. Kuiper Tree Care, 616-828-8225. Finally today, Joe Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling. This is a big weekend for Joe Martinez. They have to beat Northwestern. If they lose to Northwestern, their last game is against Ohio State. If they beat Northwestern, they are bowl eligible. There's a fairly good chance they're going to lose to Ohio State. That's bad enough. But if they lose to Northwestern ahead of time and then lose to Ohio State, that means they're not even going to a bowl game. One of the shittiest years in memory. So our pal Joe Martinez is getting ready to root on his Michigan Wolverines. If you need any type of furnace work done, you call Joe Martinez, 616-516-8579. Once you get past his rough candy shell, his hard candy shell, he will melt in your hands. It's a lot of candy references. 616-516-8579. The asshole of the day. Who is going to be the asshole of the day? You know, we've covered a lot of ground today. I don't think that Kenny should be the asshole of the day because I just think it's just an old school view of the world he has. He's kind of a boomer. He should know better that you don't just walk up to chicks and tell them how hot they are like he did. But I don't know who to make the asshole of the day. All right. At risk of him throwing himself off a cliff, Jimmy is the asshole of the day today. Brought to you by TC Paintball. Kenny's just oblivious, okay? If Kenny is guilty of anything, he's just being oblivious. That's pretty much what I was able to gather. He doesn't think that that's a problem. And a lot of others also don't think that's a problem. Whatever. That is my time. As always, you've been a fantastic audience. No complaints about that. You're all very, very special. Thank you. Keep the great food giveaway in mind, and I will talk to you right here tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.